Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing my weekly update for week 3 in August and talking about everything that I read or am still working on reading during that time. This one I actually have an update. I finished a few books, started a couple more, and so we're chugging along. So let's talk about what I finished first. So I finished just The Eye of the Storm, which is by James R. Hughes. I'm going to switch to this hand. Just feels more natural. And this was a review copy that was sent by the author. And so I mentioned this one too. It is following dinosaurs are the main characters, and it's exploring kind of two brothers with very different paths and what they're looking at there. So I finished this, and this was pretty enjoyable. This is one I wasn't sure on because it does read fairly young, but I think I'm going to go through and talk a little bit more about this one and probably do a review for it. So I won't go on a whole lot with it, but enjoyable, pretty a light read and very, very quick to get through. So I really should have been done with this much sooner, but I didn't get actually as much reading as it would seem done. A lot of the reading I got done later in the week, or as the weekend was starting, because this was kind of a slow week, so having something shorter and quick to get through was really nice. I also finished Foundryside, and this one I didn't like so much. So this is by Robert Jackson Bennett. It's the first book in the Founders trilogy, and I commented early on that this really just seemed to be really, really, really derivative of Sanderson and not have a whole lot of unique stuff going on with it. This too, though, reading the whole thing too, I have other complaints as well, so I may also do a review. But this one really did not work out that well for me. It wasn't terrible by any means, but it just really wasn't all that good either, unfortunately. Also in the finished category, I finished Lord of Chaos on audio, and man, this is just one of those really, really strong Wheel of Time books. I generally, I don't hate any of the Wheel of Time books, obviously, it's my favorite, but this one comes in really, really strong. We do slow down a bit after here, is unfortunately when we're going in through, we're going to get some slower parts, but so much stuff happens here. This one starts with just throwing a lot more out and has one of the most iconic ending scenes, or climaxes, I guess, in the series, so really, really, really had a lot of fun with this one, and as I've done for all of the Wheel of Time books with the buddy read, I will be doing a video talking about Lord of Chaos in more depth with spoilers as well, so won't say anything more there. So then I started a couple of other books on audio. I started Red Country by Joe Abercrombie. I have this physical copy. This is actually the last one of the first 6 I still own a copy of. I had the first 2 of the next one, but I'd been meaning to get to this for quite some time, and so I decided to slot it in on audio this month because I've heard that Stephen Pacey does a really good job with these and can kind of elevate them, and so since I'm usually pretty lukewarm on all of the Abercrombie I've read so far, I figured I would give this one a shot on audio, and I'm just over 100 pages is what it looks like when I check the book, because freaking Audible doesn't actually tell me the percentages, so I checked the book about 100 pages in, so got quite a bit left here. I'm not super far in, but it has been interesting so far with the returning characters that we're following in this one. All the standalones tended to have some returning characters that we're following, and we've got some interesting ones here, and kind of following some different plot lines so far, including there's a bit talking about the gold rush, which makes sense with kind of the Western idea of it, as well as you have some people mounting a rescue mission, and of course you've got your good old buddy Koska, who is just being Koska, really, and doing his thing as well. So I'll have to see how I feel about this. No strong feelings yet, because I'm not super far in, but we have that. And then I picked up The Knight's Shadow, which is book 2 in Great Coast by Sebastian de Castell, because this is my other library book, and I've already renewed it once, and it's due in less than a week, I think, now. So I really need to burn through this really quick and get through it. So far, not super far in this one either, just over 60 pages. And this is almost a 500-page book. I did not realize that. Jeez. I didn't realize this was so darn long. Yeah, so I have quite a bit left of this one, although these read pretty quick too, so I should hopefully get through. And so far, it literally starts right where the first one ended up. So I'm still kind of seeing where it's going to go, and I'm hoping we get more of like the fun interactions that I enjoyed about the first ones, and less of the brooding Falkio. But I think we're going to get a lot of brooding Falkio in this one, but we'll have to see. So I should have much more in-depth updates, or hopefully be finished with both of these by the time I do my next weekly update. Ideally I would be, because I still have lots of other things to read. I have some review copies I still need to get to, as well as Ships of Marior, which I still haven't started, and just several other things that I have on the list I want to get to as well. So still have a ton of things I want to get to, but that's what we got through this week. And check out next week to find out what I will end up finishing. Hopefully I'll get those done in a timely fashion and be able to pick up a couple other things and have more updates there as well. But that is it for this third week of August. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, as always, for the Wizardly Do a Discord if you want to chat books, whether any of these books, other books, any books, really anything at all. It is a lot of fun and we would love to have you. Of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.